that you? Hello, guys. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming out and listening to my speech about why smoking is bad for your health. So I want to start off by showing you guys a picture of a healthy lung and a smoker's lung. So if you smoke, this is what your lung will look like. And just to let you know that you are introducing a lot of harmful chemicals into your body when you smoke. Tobacco has, according to the CDC, there are more than 7,000 chemicals and chemical compounds in tobacco. And some of those that are in the tobacco, they're actually called carcinogens or cancer-causing chemicals. And some of those are nicotine, formaldehyde. Have you guys heard of formaldehyde? Lead is also found in tobacco, and arsenic, and ammonia. So those are things, do you really want to inhale? Do you really want to have that in your body so you can understand why it would cause cancer? And another picture I wanted to show you guys, or another diagram, is a diagram of all the systems of your body and how smoking affects every system in your body. So it affects your eyes. It can cause blindness, cataracts. It affects your larynx, your esophagus, your mouth. It can cause periodontitis. It can affect obviously your heart, gives you coronary heart disease, pneumonia, diabetes, ectopic pregnancy, rheumatoid arthritis. So that is like every system in your body that's going to be affected by these carcinogens that are found in tobacco. And then another thing that I wanted to tell you is that I actually have some personal experience from someone who smoked. I had an aunt who at 14 started smoking cigarettes. And she actually, the way she started smoking these cigarettes is my grandma would say, she had like 12 kids, and she'd say to whoever was available, go and light up a cigarette for me. So that's how my aunt started smoking at 14. She was lighting up cigarettes for my grandma. Mm-hmm. And I actually remember at one point when I was visiting, I was probably 12 or 13, she tried to do that with me. And my mother, who's not a smoker, and my father's not a smoker, my mom said, hey mom, Maria's not going to go light your cigarettes up for you. So she actually, said to my grandmother, that's not going to happen. But anyway, so my aunt, who was 14, that's how she started smoking. She smoked until she was 38. And what happened was, in January of the year that she passed away, she went to the doctor and she said, I feel really tired. I'm having these symptoms that were actually mimicking kind of depression. And so the doctor said to her, you know what, you're just depressed. Don't worry about it. Go do something fun. You're busy taking care of your kids. And she's like, no, I think it's more than that. He's like, no, you're fine. So then she went back in March for a second opinion. And when she went back in March for a second opinion, her cancer had actually spread from her lungs to the rest of her body. So she was diagnosed in March, and she died in October of that year. So in less than 7 months, she passed away. And the reason that this topic is dear to me because I actually went to Mexico and helped take care of her. The week before she died, I was out there 2 weeks, and she was so short of breath, she couldn't shower, bathe herself, and she was really embarrassed that my mom and I were having to bathe her and clean her up and do things like that. And so anyway, that was really hard for me. She also lived in Mexico where the morphine is not approved or sold down there, so she had to have a lot of this pain. We also, between all the family members, had to pitch in and pay for oxygen because she had no insurance. The family didn't have a lot of resources, so we were paying for her for oxygen just so she could breathe and go from room to room or even sit in a recliner. Anyway, so I flew out on a Friday. She was hospitalized Saturday, and she died on Monday. And so she left 3 kids behind under the age of 12, and that was really hard for me to see. And another, on a side note there too, is that I remember when we were taking care of her, we'd go outside for a break, and my grandmother would be outside lighting up a cigarette and smoking. And long story short, my grandmother ended up dying from complications because her arteries ended up being constricted because she smoked for so many years. So anyway, so that's why it's so a topic that's really important for me. And so just to summarize, wanted to let you know that there is a decline of smoking in the United States. According to the CDC, 1 in every 3 cancers in the U.S. is linked to smoking. And again, there has been a decline in smoking, which is great. But just remember that God tells us that we need to honor our body. And one way that we honor our body is not to introduce chemicals that are harmful to our bodies. So if you are interested in quitting smoking, there are different things that you can try, like nicotine replacement therapy. There are patches. There's nicotine gum. There's also a nicotine lozenges, and there's also inhaler that you can use. So some of these things are covered by insurance. Some of them aren't. Some of them are over the counter. So again, if you're interested in quitting, there are resources out there to help you quit. Again, don't harm your body. Don't smoke. And 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20 says, do you know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you receive from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. So therefore, honor God with your bodies. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time.